So, good evening, or did I say good afternoon to the side of the world. It's me, the Lock Robster, the MNL48, bring you a new vlog. And it's a vlog that you've all been waiting for, which is my experience at the third MNL48 virtual handshake, day 2. Almost like part 2. Okay, so I'm happy that for all the views that I got during that first vlog, or day 1 vlog of the my VHSE experience. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now I know it took a while, almost a week, yeah, for day 2 to follow up. Usually I don't do that, but work has really kept me exhausted. And now that I found the time to actually do this. Okay, so let's do this. But before I actually go into day 2, uh, of my experience here, I actually forgot to include a story that was part of day 1. Yes, and it involved actually Rihanna, Deanne, and Colleen. Okay, so let's start with Rihanna, the Rihanna part. I believe I didn't mention it. Okay, so remember that I wasn't able to see Deanne during her scheduled time, and she actually had one ticket. I believe I explained that part. Okay, so that ticket went to Rihanna, so I could see her double time. And I believe I forgot to mention that I told Rihanna that you should thank Diane because if it weren't for me missing her schedule, I wouldn't be able to see you double the time. Yeah, for 40 seconds. Yeah, and she kind of like mentioned, "Oh yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her later." Kind of like that. Okay, and then later on, I told a story about how the admins allowed me to see Diane, uh, even though her schedule has way passed. But uh, thank God that she was still there to do it. Okay, now the question is, if I use Diane's ticket for Rihanna, uh, where did I get the ticket to see Diane at that towards the end of the day of day 1? Okay, so I remember Colleen. Okay, yeah, and I actually had 2 reserved tickets for Colleen. Okay, so what I did is I took one of Colleen's tickets, gave it to Diane, so I was able to see her. Yeah, and that's what happened. Okay, so right now Colleen has one reserved ticket. Okay, uh, that I'm hoping, since I wasn't able to see her towards the end of day 1, I was thinking maybe they'd allow me to see her on day 2. Okay, yeah, so that's my hopes. That's why I still have that reserved ticket for her, and that's kind of like how day 1 ended, in sort of like in my vlog, a cliffhanger, so to speak. Okay, so there we go. So let us go on to my experience on day 2. Okay, but before that, during that time, it was like around Saturday. It was actually Saturday, even though it's Sunday in the Philippines. Okay, so I was hoping, I was in church practice as part of the musical group, but on the technical side, helping them. I was like hoping that practice would end early so I could set up early. Yeah, because this laptop of mine sometimes, what do you call this? Sinusumpong. Yeah. So minsan ayaw mag-connect yung internet. Ganyan. Kaya gusto ko maaga para ma-set up ko maaga para kung ano man sumpong niya, may iwasan ko by the time 9 p.m. hits, which is actually 1 p.m. in the Philippines. Okay, so 9 p.m. here in California, 1 p.m. there in the Philippines. Okay, so practice was done. I was able to get back home here like around 8 p.m. Okay, and I was able to set up my laptop. Okay, for the Zoom event of the virtual handshake without any hassle. Okay, so much like day 1, it was almost the same format, much like a real handshake event, in which we have station 1 and station 2. Okay, so for the scheduled 1 p.m. to 1:30, station 1 is Isabel, station 2 is Gia. Okay, so yeah, so I decided to see Isabel first for one ticket. Okay, yeah, And I believe I mentioned it on the first vlog that I had two tickets reserved for Gia. Okay, since I missed her during the last VHSE, I want to make my time worth it with her. Okay, so when the event began, okay, there seemed to be um, some sort of delay in getting into the waiting room. Okay, okay, but then I was able to get into the waiting room. Okay, so while we were waiting, it's very interesting because we actually had an Indonesian fan there, or JKT48 fan, who uh, became an MNL48 fan since when they visited Jakarta the other few weeks ago. Yeah, by several members of MNL48, and this fan Rista. Yeah, she was very lively and very talkative, and she liked to get to know all of us Evan loves there in the waiting room. Okay, and some of us, um, decided to participate in the chat, me included. Okay, I know Unupi was there. I know who else was there? I'm forgetting the names now. Anyway, several of us Evan loves or did a kind of like lively chat, introducing ourselves. Made funny jokes and all that to make the so quiet waiting room not so quiet. Okay, so yeah, so finally, Miss May uh, finally opened up the session, which was very late when it started. Okay, so yeah, so when I got my link, I quickly exited the waiting room, and then I um, went to Isabel's room. Okay. Oh wait, I forgot this part. Okay, cut again, cut.